thank you for tuning in. This is JP with The Buzz, and today I wanted to talk to you about the new announcement that Tesla and Elon made about the mid-range battery for the Tesla Model 3. Now, if you've been waiting for the standard version or on the fence of a long-range version Model 3, this is your opportunity to get the vehicle because you will get and take delivery of your vehicle before the end of the year, which will give you the full $7,500 tax credit. Now, there are some options and things that you need to think about as you go through this. And I would just say, if you are on the fence between a long-range drive and a standard version, long-range battery or standard version battery, this puts you right in the middle, folks. And to be honest with you, I know that when you get your car, you are absolutely going to love this vehicle, and you are going to be driving it a lot more than you think you're going to be driving it. So, for example, I have an all-wheel drive, dual motor, all-wheel drive Model 3, which has a base range of 310 miles. And I don't charge it 100%, and you will not charge it 100%. So right now I'm charging it about 75-80%, and I'm getting about 260 miles out of that charge. So as I drive it and use heat, air conditioning, and once I push the accelerator down, like many of you will, you're going to see that range slightly decrease. So this is just a perfect segment for those of you in between the standard version and the long-range version Model 3. This is going to give you that slightly advantage in the range. It's going to give you all the premium interior because you still need to order that. But I wanted to look over the tweet that Elon made regarding it. I'm going to pop that up here in just a second. But this car places you right smack in the middle. And really, if you are on the verge of a standard range battery, this really should fit. Myself, if they offered a longer range battery in a Model 3, I probably would have went for that because it just makes sense for me. I commute a lot, and I'm telling you folks, once you get in this car, sit down and start driving this thing, you're going to want to continue driving it all the time. So as you look at the options for the vehicle in the mid-range class, you're going to see options very similar to the long-range battery. You can still select Enhanced Autopilot, you can still select your premium interior, and you still have some choices in color. Now, we're going to look at the configurator here in a minute when we can go through all those steps to give you what price you're looking at with or without the options selected. We can max it out and then we'll base it out and see what that cost actually is. But either way you go, again, it's still $7,500 tax credit, and you will take delivery in 6 to 10 weeks as the configurator says. So I'm going to walk you around this vehicle, and I want to show you what this car is all about. I know everybody's seen a ton of videos online about the Model 3, but to give you a close-up and give you my perspective, this is the first time I've ever owned an EV or bought a vehicle as expensive as this. And I'm telling you folks, I absolutely love it. I can't stop driving it. It is so comfortable. It's exciting to drive. It's relaxing to drive. It's a head turner. It's something that I didn't think that I would necessarily be so excited about. I've purchased new vehicles many times in the past, but this one gave me a little more something to it. My family really enjoys it. My wife, she really didn't care either way, but every time she drives that, and I'm gonna have to get a video of her one of these times, when she steps on the accelerator, she's laughing, literally laughing with excitement just because it's so fun to drive. So I'm telling you folks, for those of you on the fence, this is your opportunity to get that full tax credit, because I know a lot of standard people waiting for the standard version to come out are really wanting that tax incentive, but this gets you really, really close to that point. So I'm going to walk around the vehicle real quick, and I'm going to show you some snaps of the interior. And then we're going to go sit down, look at Elon's tweet, and we're going to show you the configurator and get through all of this. And remember, if you use my referral code, and many people say this is probably not a big deal, now they open it up with whether it's an S, X, or 3. It used to only be the Performance Model 3, but now you can use a referral code for any Model 3, and you'll get $100 in supercharging. Now, that's not a lot of money, but yeah, it is. It's actually, if you think about it, Most of us are going to be charging at home, so when you're out on the road, you could probably get a year's worth of supercharging just off that $100. So anyway, if you are considering it, and if I can convince you to get this mid-range Tesla Model 3, please use the referral codes. All right, you can see this thing is absolutely beautiful. I had this thing wrapped. I put some tint on it. I did order the white interior. And hey, there's my wife's cup. She's not supposed to have that in here. Anyway, this is an option for you guys as well in the mid-range version to go with the white interior. And it is absolutely beautiful. I would recommend it. It has kept very, very well. I have a 4-year-old, and she's in here playing with it all the time, and never, not once, had any issues with it. We did some ceramic coating on this vehicle, and I'm telling you, folks, it is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful car. And yep, I charged last night, and I am green. Previous video, Tesla wall charger, it's working. But here it is, folks. You don't have to get the red. You can simply choose the base option colors that will lessen the cost for you, if you will. But if you are looking for something a little bit different, I love the red. I love the blue. I've seen it both with white interior in person as well as the white on white. But remember, those color options are now a little more expensive. So you're going to have to decide what works best for you. Yeah, so let's go look at the configurator. Let's go look at Elon's tweet and see what else we can dig up and hopefully get some of you that are on the fence to place some orders today. Okay, so here we go. Elon tweets here, just released lower cost mid-range Tesla Model 3 and super simple new order page. And he continues on to on this thread that the cost is $35,000 after federal and state tax rebates in California, but true cost of ownership is closer to $31,000 after gas savings. So we're going to look at the configurator now. So let's take a look at this. So now we are, you can see the options here. Rear wheel drive, $33,200. The long range, dual motor now is the only other option. Those standard rear wheel drive option will no longer be available, but that's about another $10,000 for the long range. And you add the dual motor, and then of course the performance all-wheel drive at $52,000. So here's the range: 260 miles and 125 miles an hour. Who really cares about that? I mean, you know, the car's fast enough. I don't know who's going to be so upset about the decrease in top end speed, but still very, very fast at 5.6 seconds. Here is the great thing, folks. Delivery in 6 to 10 weeks, which qualifies you for the full federal tax credit of $7,500. So let's go through here. Let's get this thing configured and see what we can do here. So we're going to select the rear wheel drive, click next, and look at your interior options. You still have the solid black as a zero cost, as it's included in the base package. And then you have the silver metallic, which begins the increase in cost for the paint colors, $1,500. And then you have the blue metallic, deep blue metallic for $1,500, and then the white jumps up another $500, and then the multi-coat red jumps up another $500. So to save yourself some additional money, you can stick with the Aero wheels, the 18-inch that are included, or you can decide to go up $1,500 for the 19-inch sport wheels. Really up to you, but you still have that option to stay very, very basic, so you're not paying any additional items. The black looks very, very nice. So let's go. So still we're at $33,200, and we're going to go ahead and configure the interior options as I showed you all in my video just a few minutes back. The white interior. Me personally, you can do the black. That's great. I just love the look of the white. It makes and just presents the car as completely different. There's a completely different feel driving this than the black interior. I've had a handful of cars with black interior. For me, I just needed to change it up. It's dark, but it's still very, very nice. and either way you go, you still get all the premium package, which includes the heated seats, center console, premium audio system, which I must say rocks, tinted glass roof, auto dimming and folding heated mirrors, custom driver profiles, LEDs, and premium connectivity for 1 year included. So those who ordered before, I think it was July, was included in their car. So now they're only giving you 1 year included in this vehicle. Satellite maps, in-car streaming, and over-the-air updates via Wi-Fi and cellular. I don't think that that's anything new, but this has changed because this was included with the purchase of the vehicle for the life of the vehicle or for 4 years, whatever it was. But now you're paying it. But when I did a calculation on this before, it ended up only being like $8 a year. So really no big deal. So we're still at $33,000 after tax incentives, at $45,000 before. And let's go ahead and configure this. So now everybody's well aware that there is no longer any full self-driving options to select here. So enhanced autopilot. Yes, it is very, very cool to have this, and you if you so choose to pay the $5,000, I do think it's worth it. But just as a word of advice on how I've driven the vehicle, is that I don't use it all that often. I actually use the traffic aware cruise control because I like to drive the car, and the traffic aware cruise control is still pretty cool. It keeps your distance away from the vehicle in front of you, gives you collision warnings and brakes, and does all that kind of stuff. But it does not drive. The enhanced autopilot, if you want to be able to take your hands off the wheel for a moment and feel that the car is in control, which I don't recommend, by the way, you can do so for an additional $5,000. But one thing to note is that after delivery, it's $6,000. So you'll pay an additional $1,000 if you do not purchase it at this time. So we're still sitting at $45,000. Remember, folks, I said I was going to do a bare bones, and then we can go back and do the calculation by adding some of these options. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to finish this out, and it is $45,000. So it's $10,000 more than what Elon and Tesla were stating that the standard range version would be, $35,000. But if you look at it, price after savings, $33,200, because you are going to get the full $7,500 tax credit because you will be taking delivery in 6 to 10 weeks, which will put you before the end of the year. Now, you will have to put down your $2,500 deposit to do that, and get your order solidified for delivery before the end of the year. So now let's quickly go back to the exterior of the car, and let's add some options to see really where we stand. I won't go to the $2,500 red, so we'll just stick with the blue, the white. Yeah, many people do choose white. I can't believe that they actually charge now $2,000 for that, but we'll say $1,500. Let's choose the 19-inch sport wheels, and we're going to choose the white interior, which is $1,000, and you still get all the premium upgrades along with that. And then we're going to select the enhanced autopilot. So now you can see how quickly this jumped up. But look at, you're still after savings $42,000, $54,000 sticker price. You still get your $7,500 tax credit, and you will still take delivery in 6 to 10 weeks with your payment of $2,500 upon order. Now, many people are like, oh my gosh, it's still $42,000. But look, if you were going to buy a $35,000 car, I don't think Tesla was ever going to give those folks a huge tax credit. And granted, I get it. Everybody should be eligible for that. But it does help the people that are buying the more expensive vehicle to take advantage of that tax credit. If Tesla does get the standard range battery out in 2019, there's still going to be some tax credit liability for you there. It's going to be $3,700, and then we'll dwindle down after that. But this is still a very, very good priced option for this vehicle, and this vehicle has some features. I mean, we're adding a nice color paint. We're adding the sport wheels. We added some premium interior with the white color, and we added the enhanced autopilot. So for those of you who are on the fence, this is a very, very solid offer, and it gives you some additional range in the car, which I truly do believe that most of you will want after you start driving the vehicle. As I mentioned earlier, it's fun to drive, folks. You are going to be in this car all the time. Even if you're just saying, oh, it's just going to be my commuter car to and from work. I'm only 20 miles or 25 miles round trip or whatever it may be. I would opt in for the longer battery, or at least a mid-range battery. So there you have it, folks. And please don't forget, if you are going to buy this car here soon, and which you will need to if you want to take advantage of that full tax credit, please use my referral code. I'm going to post it here down below, as well as in the description of the video. And if you have not already, please consider subscribing to the channel. And thanks, folks. Have a great day. How do you like this car, Charlie? You like drawing on the screen?
Yeah.
What are you going to make?
Whale.
A whale?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What color is he going to be?
Pink.
Pink.
And blue water.
And blue.
And Daddy, what color? We got color in blue. And
What else do you like about this car?
I like drawing on screen and see how it's cool and see how the steering wheel. And I like how there's white seats. I like how it's white seats. And I like, by the way, my whale, because he's so blue that I don't even know what I'm doing here.
You don't know what you're doing here?
Which is funny because I'm going to Jordan just this part. I don't know what I'm going to do, so.
Yeah. What else can you tell me about this car that you like?
I really love this thing, how it lays down and you could fold like this.
Mm-hmm.
You could do this side, watch.
What's in there?
Look at it.
Neat.
So Daddy, watch. So if you pull this,
Mm-hmm.
the front comes out, and this comes out.
Charlie, what's your favorite... Oh, wait. Charlie, what's your favorite thing about this car?
The white seats and like how it has like a screen protector, how it has like PS park. I never saw this car before, so it's tinted windows. Like it's like cool seats, black seats. And the reason why I like this car is because the trunk is like not like you can't see like the outside because it's blue. And I like it like that, and that's it.
That's it? Do you like when Mommy goes fast?
Yeah, I like when I would squeeze this hard and it would go fast.
Whoa, Mom.
I know. Yes, I know that. The end.
The end. Thank you.